Hi, and welcome back. I know it's been a little bit since we were last here, but welcome to Wanderer's Haven channel and our Broken Spine Daggerheart campaign. And before we get into things, we're going to do a round of intros. So let's start it off with Lauren.
Woo! I'm Lauren. I play Triss, the giant guardian seraph. Uh, Apparently, I incurred some trauma when I wasn't here last time, so can't wait for that. Drop some scientific names in the chat, because Carla's gonna make me make up background PCs again, or NPCs. uh, Jason.
Alright, I'm Jason. I'm playing Astoy, our fungal warrior druid. I incurred physical trauma as normal last session. Usually I'm either inflicting or getting it, so one or the other. And I'll pass it over to Maggie.
Hello, I'm Maggie. I'm playing Grace Halbert, our bard, sorcerer, human. I helped inflict the physical trauma on accident. But yeah, I'll throw it over to Ryan.
Hello, I'm Ryan. I am the only person that plays a single character class or single class character, Nyx or Seraph. And yeah, here we are. Here I am. And there you have it.
All right. And I'm Carly. I'm the game master. I play everyone else. And we're missing our good friend Jeremy, and the lovely Knots will still be here in spirit and listening, so we may get typed instructions of what will be happening with Knots. Likely chaos, because that's who they are. But they are helping us behind the scenes. But we're gonna hop right into it with said trauma of the emotional kind, because Lauren wasn't here last week. Triss, when you had previously looked into this pit filled with spikes, there had been two bodies down there. One smaller, more average size, and the other one of a larger size. And you had recognized a symbol on them. Body was pretty decayed at this point, but you quickly put together who it was. It is somebody that you grew up with. Somebody from your tribe. Somebody that was almost, I would say, probably a mentor figure to you.
Mm-hmm.
When the Heartstone was first stolen, this was the person that was sent out to find it. The first person. Other groups and pairings were sent out in other directions, but this was the person that was first sent out to try and recover the Heartstone.
Okay. Yeah. I think as we're resting, Triss takes off the little half circlet that she wears that, as of now, only has one shard of the Heartstone left in it. Had 3 at the start of the journey. It's been a go of it. And it's sort of just running a thumb along it. Just kind of sitting there quietly. I don't know.
I'll go up to Triss, and I won't say anything, but I'll just put my hand on her hand, or her finger, I guess, and just silently hold her hand.
Triss kind of turns to at the touch, like sort of the eyes like focus back in, and she glances over to you. And goes, I did always wonder what happened to him. I guess that answers my question. I just didn't think it would end like that. That would be his end.
We never expect that ending, this kind of ending. There's no way to predict this kind of ending. All we can do is exist for them and keep pushing for them.
You're right. I guess. Just feels like I've been pushing a lot lately.
We can take the time to mourn if you want. Give him a burial as best we can to your customs.
That would be nice.
I will ask Triss like what's needed for that.
We're still in like ice, right?
You guys are in a
tunnels.
tunnel in a mountain.
Cool.
A fairly large tunnel, but a tunnel in the mountain that behind you guys is the poisonous like entrance cavern that leads back out to the town.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's another tunnel that splits off in a different direction behind you, or continuing forward.
And just a couple things. One, I could have predicted it. Two, maybe like there is a timeliness about this. If we stay too long, then we may end up with his fate. And I don't know exactly where the dangers are coming from, but I do know that staying here too long is dangerous.
You do make a good point, and our traditional customs wouldn't exactly work in here. They glance back into the pit. What is it? Is it all ice, or you said it was stone?
No, it's stone. It's stone, and then the spikes are also stone, but they're like thin shoots of spike that are have a sharp like tip to them.
Okay. Yeah, because I think like she kind of like glances down and then looks back and goes, typically we bury our people at the base of a tree if there is one, under plants if there isn't, and barring any dirt, to lay them to rest and to return them to the earth. They are burned and their ashes taken and spread somewhere where the life that made their body can be returned at another time. None of those seem like possibilities here.
Do you want to bring him with us or try to come back for him?
I mean, is the body like skeleton, or is it like partially decayed?
The body is closer to skeleton than fully composed, but there is still some flesh on the bones.
Okay. There's Trish will glance at that and look to Grace and goes, I know you can produce fire. How hot can it burn?
I can produce lightning, I can't produce fire.
Are you wanting to cleanse the body?
I guess it's
Or destroy it?
cremate it, gather as much ash as possible, and hopefully be able to take him home where he belongs. Daranthus deserves to be buried under the mother tree. At least whatever I can bring back of him.
Would I be able to accelerate to destroy the bones via the nature's power, Carly?
Oh, yeah, you could certainly try. You could definitely attempt to wield your natural magic in that fashion.
If you want to gather him, I can try to help you in that regards.
Yeah. I think Triss will turn to Nyx and goes, do you think we have an hour to spare?
I think we could. Any minute is. I have no idea, but I hope so. Nixel. Let's see. For those throughout the entire kind of time that you've known Nyx, like you've known him to kind of have a seemingly interesting relationship with his like patron god, but ever since the village, like it seems like something has shifted, and like you'll notice him like praying under his breath, kind of throughout this whole conversation.
Okay. I think, yeah. Triss will go to climb down into the pit and sort of gather.
I will note, you would know because you guys have crossed this pit, that it would almost be impossible for you as a giant to get down in the pit without getting impaled on something because of how tightly the spikes are put together. However, just above table, Grace has been using telekinesis a lot.
Okay. Yeah, I guess, yeah, Grace, Triss will ask Grace if she could lift it up. Once Grace is done dying.
I'm so sorry. I inhaled and I don't know what happened, but I just started dying.
Oh god.
Okay. Yeah, I'll use telekinesis.
I'm pretty sure telekinesis does have a spellcast roll associated with it.
Yes, it does.
And Grace got a character advantage as well.
Like,
to go along with the mouthful
from
of
chat?
spores. Yes.
Sweet. Oh man, that was almost great.
Oh no.
It's 23 with hope.
So you can take that hope. And as Chris looks to you, Grace, and you weave the spell again, you easily, and you almost wonder in your back of your mind why it was so much easier than your friends
Oh my god.
just 5 minutes earlier. As you pull the body up off of the spikes and bring it over to lie next to your group.
I'll walk over and place my hands over it and see if I can. I'll do the skull last, if at all, but mostly just the body.
Sure. Give me a spellcast roll.
Okay. That'd be 19 with hope.
Take that hope. Yeah. That is more than enough to get the whole body to decay, including the head. So would you like to describe what that looks like?
The bones, it's almost like they start not shrinking, but just kind of getting smaller as they kind of start to fall apart, turning black, almost becoming almost like dirt-like as, bits and pieces fall off the ends and kind of gather. As I'm doing this, I'm kind of gathering it all up together into a mound.
Like Triss probably would have laid out some piece of fabric that she has to put it on, and then once it's disintegrated to wrap up and stash away.
Yeah, easily enough. And the process doesn't take very long. It's almost like in Doctor Strange when he first uses the time spell to it kind of happens like that kind of quickly as it just kind of decays rapidly as if exposed to a severe amount of time.
Sorry about your friend.
At least I know what happened now.
As this is going on, I took out my lute and I'm playing melancholy music. I'm not singing anything. I'm just playing a sad song to honor them.
Yeah. But yeah, once the body is dust, I guess, Triss will wrap it. It's like an oilcloth, watertight, all that, and put it away.
Yeah.
Be better get going.
Yeah.
All right. You guys continue down the tunnel. You would know, just because it's been a couple weeks from the divination that you did last session, that there are more traps and wards up ahead. Even if you don't know exactly where or what they are, you do know that there are more, if not many more, up ahead from your divination last time, Nyx. So, knowing that, who's leading?
Not I, sir.
I'll go. Nyx will go first.
Okay. Give me an instinct roll.
I'm going to use a hope to use maybe unlikely profit.
Sure.
Okay.
While we're traveling down here, I'm keeping an eye out for things that maybe, carvings on the walls or anything that might identify who made this place or what this place was for. We don't know whether the wizard has set this up or he's just using somebody else's.
Sure. Give me, I will say, an instinct or a knowledge roll. They'll give you different information depending on what you roll.
Well, that'll be a crit. I was going to do instinct.
Hey.
It's my first crit in a long, long time.
I got
Double threes.
21 for
Okay.
my roll.
Sorry, what was that? How much? For
21.
you, Ryan? 21? With hope or fear?
With hope.
Okay. Take that hope. I'm gonna get to Ryan's first. You set off at the front of the group, keeping a very keen eye out for what you know are going to be trials that your group is going to have to overcome to find this man or this person or whatever is going on here further down into the mountain. You go for a while without running into anything, and it kind of sets your nerves on end as you know that there's something. And then after like a few minutes, several minutes of walking, you feel it kind of pulse right in front of you. The magic feels similar to the wards and other things that you have encountered, but you can feel that it is it's pushing out in like a wave, and you can feel that it like dissipates about 20 feet in front of you, but you can feel it, and it's just pulsing out every so often, this like wave of magic. Astoy, as you are just kind of trying to take in these tunnels and what kind of purpose they would be for and everything else, and you're looking around just trying to take in as much as possible, you don't see any carvings of like histories or battles like you saw when you guys were inside the other area. Nothing so artistic or obvious. But as you guys are walking down this tunnel, it's not a straight tunnel. It moves and curves, and it's kind of irregular. There's something about it that feels off. And at one point you go and look at like the wall of the tunnel that you're in, and you put your hand up, and there's this black dust that comes off on your hand. And while the stone and the walls feel natural and whatever, there's this like residue, this unnatural residue that's left behind. And as you kind of have the dust, that black residue on your fingers, and you look at it and you like sniff it and all this and like let your magic kind of touch it, you realize very quickly that it has the same icy, cold, unnatural feeling as the demon that you guys fought earlier. And you recall the histories that other people had talked about that there was large battle that happened here hundreds of years ago, trying to root out the demons that had started to take over the Broken Spine. And you realize that there is, beyond just that one that was trapped there's some sort of demonic activity, recent demonic activity, that is just coating this tunnel system.
Hey guys, does this remind you of that great creature we fought? I don't know, it feels weird down here, like that creature. And he's gonna like quickly wipe his hands off to get the stuff off of him.
Do any of the rest of us notice this once he points it out?
Yeah.
Once he points out, it's not obvious. It's not like it's overpowering. It's just this like tiny little undercurrent of cold. An unnatural cold. That's just like tickling underneath your magic.
Nick's soul kind of shrug that off and say, I don't know what this place is, but there's something ahead, pulsing magic. And I'll kind of see if I can't like overlay the two feelings. Like, is there any correlation between this kind of like undercurrent and a rhythm, or is it just kind of in addition to what else I was sensing?
You would know from, because you've encountered this type of magic before, that the magic of the wards and things like that doesn't seem to be like demonic in nature. It seems to be very high arcane kind of magic, but it doesn't seem to have that tint of cold to it. But as Astoy and the rest of them talk about it, you do feel just kind of that tint of cold, like on the air, not necessarily specifically in these wards of magic, just like kind of suffused in the area.
I wonder if this was put here to trap one of those creatures in, and all these traps are to keep us out. People that could release it or something. But I'm not sure why they would steal your artifacts to bring them here.
As we are, I don't know if we're paused or not. Regardless, I'm going to pull out my lute and play a song and give everyone a rally die, which is a 1d8, because I can do that once per session. But I'm gonna play like a hopeful but nostalgic song about like how we're not gonna take it. But yeah, and everyone gets 1d8 to add to one action roll, reaction roll, or damage roll.
Ooh, okay.
Or you can use it to clear stress.
Interesting.
So. That's it.
Okay.
But yes, here you guys are as a group, just outside the range of this pulse of magic.
Do you want me to check it? Like, see if I sense what kind of magic it is?
Probably a good idea.
You can give me a knowledge roll.
Okay, hold on, give me a second. That's... yeah.
I'm gonna also, while she's doing this, see if I can find a more specific, like localized source of where it's coming from.
Sure. You can give me a spellcast roll.
I got a 23 with hope.
Nice.
Okay. As you extend your senses out and try to figure out what this pulse is, you realize that essentially what's coming from this pulse is something that disrupts / disables magic. Well, itself is magic. It is you can feel that it's like on a different like wavelength, and if that wavelength were to interact with you guys casting magic or attempting to cast magic or using magic weapons, it would disrupt it somehow, not permanently, which is why it's out in this pulse, but you're not sure for how long after a wave hits it would be disrupted.
I got a 19 with fear.
Yeah, you, while Grace is out there trying to read on the magic's intent, you try to track back from where the pulse is coming from. And you push your senses back, and you realize that it's about, well, there's two conflicting things, because you think the source of the pulse is coming from about 50 to 60 feet back, but there's another source of magic that is about 10 feet in front of that, one that is very similar to the wards that you guys have encountered, almost as if this, and you, the source of this disabling magic is behind another one of these wards.
Okay, I'll point that out.
Do you think we could disable it again, Grace, or?
I can certainly try. I don't know. Would I know if my magic could work on disabling it?
It depends on what you're talking about, because currently you're 20 feet out from where the pulse ends. The pulse ends, the wave ends 30 feet out from where Nyx says the other ward is, and the source of the disabling magic is 10 feet behind that ward.
How fast are the pulses occurring? And do they seem to be regular or irregular?
Give me a knowledge roll. You'll get something no matter what you roll. It's just how much you get depends on how high you roll.
I got a 12 with fear.
Right. So the pulses are irregular. They're not at an exact timing. And as you kind of time them out, you notice that, like, the shortest that you've noticed between two of the pulses was like 4 seconds, but then there's been other ones that are longer.
Would I know which one to work on first, like the ward or the magical beam? I know that sounds like a dumb question, but I don't know if there's I don't know if the magical wave will cut off my magic while I'm working on the ward and I'm gonna have to restart.
Well, you get the idea from that 23 for analyzing the wave of magic that you would have to disable, shatter, hold the door open, everybody gets through the ward. Whatever you want to do with the ward, you would have to do it in between the pulses. Like, because every time you get hit with a pulse, it's going to disrupt your control. From your previous analyzing of the other wards, as you're not up next to this one specifically, but you know that it's at least very similar to the other wards, you know that anything that goes through that ward activates an alarm, an alert. The last few times it was guardians of some kind, like constructs of some kind that tried to disable you. So it's a kind of a pick your battle situation right now.
I'm gonna turn to the group and just what should we do? Should we work on the ward and then disable the thing, or should I disable the thing, risk setting off a trap? Because either way, it's not really a win-win situation here, because I could get hit with anything.
Above table.
Mhm.
And any of the, I might be just making this up entirely, but did we loot anything that was like anti? I thought we looted like an anti-magic something or other.
I think we have a couple.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was.
I think not, but I'm not sure. It could have been just the group that got something. I have not been keeping track of everything that I've given you guys.
Knots is currently outside of the cave system because we had to use it to help with the ward, and then I kicked it out of the way. But everyone else should have one.
That was
No,
a
that's a prism.
Oh,
That's
prism.
something
Oh.
that boosts your magic.
Then I don't know.
Yeah, I don't have anything that's anti-magic.
You don't know if you guys have anything listed. If you do,
I
then-
don't have anything in my inventory.
Yeah, I
but
must
there's
have made
nothing
it. I
listed
must
in
have
the
made it.
group treasure either
Yeah.
that I see.
Okay, never mind.
No worries. So a good question to ask.
I mean, if we're gonna take down the ward, I think we do like we did before, and all of us concentrate on it and try to just overwhelm it, because we're gonna have to do it fast. It sounds like. And if we fail, we might have a fight in the middle of a place where we can't use magic.
Or we can try and get rid of the magic, the anti-magic thing.
But it's past the ward, isn't it?
Right, but that just, all that the ward has prevented is it going past the ward is what triggers the ward. It doesn't necessarily mean like doing something to something beyond the ward, right? Like if we were to cast lightning bolt or something like, or
You have not attempted to do anything through a ward yet, so you're not sure if it would respond to you sending magic through the ward or not.
Okay. So our options are try to disable the anti-magic pulse emitter thing from a distance, maybe, or try to disable the ward in the 4 seconds in between pulses.
4 seconds was the shortest pulse that's happened.
Okay.
So far.
It's random, so I could be in the middle.
Gotcha.
We could be in the middle of doing it. We thought we had time, and then all of a sudden we'll get hit with anti-magic, and we'd have to restart.
Okay.
And also, we don't know if that would trigger the ward too.
Mm.
You would think the anti-magic would get rid of the ward, but I guess it's set up to where the anti-magic doesn't affect the magic ward. I don't understand that stuff, so.
I don't either.
I do.
and above table, Grace, you know it's not so much an anti-magic as more of like a dispel magic. Like it doesn't just constantly put out, it's just more of a disruptor. So you know from just working that depending on how the ward was built, they could build it to resist that by having like a stabilizer built into the ward, but you don't have anything that just like naturally stabilizes your magic when you're trying to use it.
Could I if I were to open the ward, could I cast counterspell on it?
You could try, but counter is more of a reactionary thing.
Okay.
I'm not sure if it would work. However, it is a reactionary thing, which means that maybe, while it may not disable a ward or disable the thing that's setting out the pulse itself, you may be able to use it as a reaction to disable a single pulse when it starts.
Ooh,
Okay.
that could work. So we could try to take down the ward and just start going, and then we get one counter spell of the dispel magic pulse,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do we want to do like we did on the other and try to just pump magic into it and blow it up?
It worked last time.
Yeah.
You know that it's faster to do it that way, that you have trying to pull open a door for the rest of you to get through is a much slower option.
I think we blow up the ward. I cast counterspell. And then we go from there.
All right. Can I use your scythe again?
Yeah, go for it. And I hand it to you.
All right. So
I guess it's a staff now, technically.
No, it's a scythe. I just haven't finished infusing it with some of the abilities. It's still a scythe shape.
Okay.
So you would know that you need to get up near the ward to do this, to overpower it. You will need to tell me how you're timing this, and you would know that every single person that wants to help
Mm-hmm.
has to spend hope, and since you're not necessarily fully attacking, it's not a full 3 to do a tag team roll. However, it does cost 2 hope to assist because you're essentially adding all of your damage in together with each other.
Could I also summon my Midnight Spirit and have that help?
It's still you. That's still your magic, so it's not going to add an additional thing.
Okay.
To it.
Never mind.
So
I'm gonna spend 2 hope to.
Well, everybody except for the person who's initiating it has to spend 2 hope. The person that's initiating doesn't have to spend the hope, so that is up to you guys who you guys want to not spend the hope, because it's, their...
Well, Grace is our one that knows this stuff, so I'm assuming she would be the initiator.
Mm-hmm.
I'll spend 2 hope.
Yep, I'll spend 2 hope.
I'll spend 2 hope.
I'm going to assume that Nats is spending 2 hope to also join in on this. So, you guys don't have to roll to hit. You're just pushing as much magic as you can into this. So, what I need from everyone is a 1d12 luck roll right now. I'm going to say if you guys average above an 8, you guys get to do critical damage instead of regular.
Well, that'd be a natural 12 for me.
Nice.
Knots rolled an 8. I rolled for them, so they rolled an
Nice.
8.
Can I add prayer die to this?
Sure, you can add a paradise to your luck roll if you want.
Cool, because I rolled a 2. So I'm gonna use 2 prayer die to bring that up to an 8.
Great, so you have 8, 8, 12. Grace? 3, okay. And Nyx?
An 8.
Okay, so we got 15, 20. I think it averages out to just under.
No.
Because
I'll use a prayer die.
okay, yeah, if you do that, then it'll average to at least an 8. Even if you use a 1, it'll average to at least an 8. Because
9.
12 plus 3 is 15, which is 7.5.
Yep.
So, but yes, if you use a paradise, then the average comes up, which means you guys get to do critical dice. So you guys get your full dice plus whatever you roll. So tell me what your numbers are.
I'll spin the bag again, Carly.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's
'Cause
3d10 plus 9, and then plus 1 for
Each handful.
Yeah.
I just want to guarantee this thing goes down.
Mm-hmm.
You have 37 from Knots.
51 from Triss.
Okay, I'm just gonna get a calculator out because I can do that math, but
Well, let's see if it matters. 219.
37. Wait, that's what the total? Oh, 219. That's great, right? Because you did a whole bag.
Yeah, I did a whole bag.
37 plus 51. I want to know what you guys all got. Sorry.
I got 68.
Nice.
No.
Almost
Close to nice.
Sorry, I'm mathing as well. 18 and 14 is whatever that is, 36, and then another 40, so 76.
Great. So you guys did 451 damage.
Ciao.
Magic damage. Yeah, you guys all go up and quickly push your magic through, and just as it's like coalescing to the breaking point, you Grace, do feel another wave coming through, but you put out your counter spell.
It's a roll for me.
Yes. I will say you can have advantage because you guys, there's so much magic built up in the air right now.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Dirty 20.
Nice.
Great, that was the DC.
Cool.
So you managed to halt the wave, that singular wave in its tracks, and almost immediately after you halt that, you guys just feel it's almost like this concussive force that just shatters around you in this soundless but not soundless like explosion that just ricochets back into all of you. You guys are all going to take a stress as the wave of magic pushes over you. But you notice that the wave of magic also pushes over wherever that pulse was coming from. And you don't feel like the presence of whatever was generating that pulse anymore. Almost as if there was enough magical backlash to disable it as well.
Ooh, nice.
Awesome. Here's your weapon back.
Thanks.
Quick look around. Has anything activated that's gonna attack us?
Doesn't look like it. You would know from previous discussions, I know you weren't here, Lauren, that shattering the ward did not activate whatever is attached to the ward. However, there is a strong belief by Grace that it does notify whoever set up the ward that the ward was shattered.
Yeah, but we did it before, so
Gotcha.
it's kind of too late.
Yeah. All right. Cool. But yeah, Triss will
Actually-
move forward cautiously into the space.
It might be good because if we start getting close to them and we don't shatter the last word, like they're going to feel us coming and then not know that we got past the last one. We might be able to sneak up on them by using that.
True.
But there does not seem to be any immediate danger in this area now that you have so spectacularly disabled this ward. And dispel magic pulse.
Yahoo!
Nice job.
I'm going to shoot some massive magic missiles into the darkness and lead on.
Are you a sorcerer of light?
You shoot the magic missiles into the darkness, and nothing happens.
It's a barren and unoccupied room.
Is it still just a hallway, or are we seeing anything
Well,
else?
yeah, it's not so much a hallway as like a tunnel. Like it's a tunnel. It's a large tunnel. It's not like it's straight. It does kind of curve and go at like irregular directions. But it still just kind of looks like a tunnel from the bit that you can see. Like it is dark down here. So whatever natural light you guys are getting from your group, you can still only see about, 40-ish feet away from you guys with the light that you're generating.
Is it going down or pretty steady, or?
It feels like it's been going down slightly.
Okay.
Not a lot, but slightly. You will continue forward.
Yeah, I'll keep leading.
Great. This time the next thing that comes up much quicker than the last time. You come up, and at the edge of your vision, you can see these two, not doorways, but other like tunnels that go off to the left and right. The main tunnel continues forward, but there are some forks that go off to the left and right that come like just on the edge of your vision.
Do we still have that black residue around this area?
The black residue is not like constant. It's not a constant residue. You see it occasionally. However, that icy cold feeling is ever present in the air.
Okay.
I am going to summon my Midnight Spirit and give it instructions to listen to whatever Nyx needs. So you have a little buddy.
You
Hey,
have
Knox.
another grace.
Hey, Knots. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to ask Knots. She seems to have a pretty good eye for tracking. See if they can tell which way it's been traveled, if any particular way.
Knots nods, and when it starts scurrying up closer to the tunnels that peel off. And as she gets up to the tunnels, before she even has to like look around for tracks, she can see, since she has moved up there, and says, "They're not through tunnels. They're rooms, and I think they're warded."
Each room is warded?
Yep, feels like it. I think. It just feels like it.
Can you see into them?
Yup.
And they're empty?
Nope.
Okay, what's in them?
Well, you could just walk the 40 feet up to me and find out.
Okay.
I'll
So I
walk
just thought they were further away. Anyway.
Yes, the group of you come up and you notice that, yes, these two, like, tunnels that clear out are not really tunnels. They just open up into, like, larger, not as large as that first space you were in, but these rooms that are lit, which is why you can see into them. And you notice that the room on the left seems to have been a like sleeping area of some kind. There's like some beds and stuff like set out, but they're empty. Like there's nobody in the beds. Doesn't look like there's been anybody in the beds for a while. However, the other room, it has a like barred door. There's no light, and it looks like there may be a figure inside, and it looks kind of like a jail cell. Is the initial idea that you get from it? Although it feels very weirdly placed.
Anybody got dark vision?
No, but I could use that potion we found.
I had it, but then we rested.
Ah.
Good.
We don't have to go into these rooms.
No. Honestly, I'd be surprised if there was anything living in that cell if it looks like there's not been anybody in these sleeping chambers in a while.
There might not be anyone alive or anything alive, but
yeah,
if we can see what it is, that might help us learn more about this place and what to expect.
Oh, and I guess I don't have one of those potions. I thought I had one of the dark sides.
I know it's dark in here, but I'm gonna pull out my homing compass and see if I can read it.
Yeah. I mean, you guys have enough ambient light on yourselves that you guys are generating some light, which is why you can see into the room. You just can't see like the full figure because it's right at the edge of where like the light that you guys generate in. So you can look at your homing compass, and it points in a direction behind you, which tracks given who it's linked to.
True. Just want to check that he's not following us, or they're not following us.
Knots would have told you that they put the other homing compass on Jim's body.
That's right.
When Triss's friends took Jim to go get properly buried.
It's been a while.
So yes, the homing compass is last anyways on Jim's body.
Gotcha. So yeah.
So you can always make it back. You can never have an excuse to not visit the grave.
He was my best friend, okay?
Yeah, that had a whole plan for her next big concert.
Oh my god.
So are we going to try and disable wards and do what we can to like investigate these rooms, or are we just gonna?
I mean, we could at least try to talk to see if there's anybody in the prison we're talking to, and then make a decision.
Okay. You first.
Hey, anybody in there?
There's no verbal response.
Am I close enough to feel like magic coming off of him?
You can feel the ward
Okay.
that's over the door. That's it. If you anybody wants to give me an instinct roll, they can.
I got a critical.
Nice.
Nice.
Was that with fear?
A critical?
No, Maggie went like this, but she still.
Oh, I know,
rolled, so
Jack.
need to know
No, I got it with
fear.
hope. It was with hope.
Okay. Like even if you roll bad, I need to know whether it was with a hope or fear.
No, it was with hope. I got a
We gotta
10.
power up Carly's fear engine.
Oh my god.
I'm just saying it matters, even if you roll poorly, what you rolled with.
Mhm.
With the critical, Nyx, you hear a very low, slow, like raspy breathing coming from in the prison cell.
Definitely.
Breathing that reminds you of someone slowly dying, someone struggling to breathe.
Mm. I will indicate that. I will indicate that to the group.
I mean, if there's somebody in there, maybe they got information. I mean, we're risking a fight, obviously.
I
But
don't think they're gonna have much of a fight.
I meant the ward. Every time if we haven't destroyed them, they cause some kind of problem for us. But if we've got someone in there that can help us, I mean, we don't know what's going on in here. Might be good to get them out. Could be more of those adventures from that guild you guys were talking about earlier.
Do we have any way to like summon light inside the cell to see better, or is the ward going to prevent that?
You don't know. You guys have not tried to cast magic through a ward yet. You've only tried to go through a door that Grace has made and shattered the wards. You have not tried to cast magic through a ward yet, so you
Fair
don't
enough.
know what would happen.
Though I flew over a ward earlier in town and it didn't go off, right?
The ward was a bubble in there, so you were over the top of the ward. When you went to Scout Town, you were over the top of the ward that was like a bubble over the town.
Okay.
I don't really have the ability to cast like a light spell, do I?
You have magic. You can always try to do anything you want.
Okay. I don't know how magic works in this system.
It's very
and I have
flexible.
reason.
Unless you're literally trying to do like exactly what a domain card or ability says a specific class can do. As long as you're not stepping on the toes of a specific ability,
Gotcha.
you can try and do whatever you want with your magic.
Yeah.
I'd point out that Knots is probably jumping up and down going Jesus at the moment.
Yeah. Well, they are, and then there's just a bunch of fireflies around them lighting up the hallway, but it's not lighting up any further into the prison cell. They could try to push their fireflies into the prison cell if you want them to.
Do it.
That's what Knots would do.
Would he? Would he like potentially kill all his fireflies by trying to push it into a cell?
Can you push like one in?
Or she?
See what happens?
I mean, yeah. Knots tries to send a single glowing firefly through the ward. Firefly goes through the ward, and almost immediately, all of you hear the same kind of alarm ringing as did around
Damn it.
the town. And you quickly look on either side of the main hallway from you as two familiar looking golems.
Yeah, I guess we should have seen that one coming.
Pop out of the ground. And this feels
That's
like a
what
really
I
good
said.
place to go take a break before we get into combat.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
we'll be back in like 10 minutes before we head into combat. So we'll see you guys all shortly.
Not that Astoria remembers the Jesus command word for the light spell. He luckily blacked out all of that giant mountain.
Hi, welcome back. We've got kittens, cats, whatever you want to call them. Ones that will likely run away at first opportunity. Oh, look.
As soon as I took my hands off of her.
And she's gone.
And we're gonna go into combat. Yeah, these two familiar looking stone constructs pop up out of the ground on either side of the tunnel from you guys as the little firefly flies through the ward. The firefly gets through the ward, no problem. It doesn't stop him. But these two constructs do pop up. I'm going to spend a fear to give myself a couple action tokens to let them go first. As both of them, as they're coming up out of the ground and forming, charge up like their right hand, and you can see this pulse of magic wrap around their limb as they shoot it forward towards you guys. So I need two. Let's see. Yeah, I need 2 agility reaction rolls from everybody.
Ooh.
I am going to spend a stress and take out counterspell again.
It's my turn, so you can do that on your next thing. Since it's my action economy point, you would have had to have done it before they popped out.
Gotcha.
But you can do it when it comes back to you guys as a free action.
This is not going to go well.
First reaction is a 21.
You said agility, right?
Correct.
Ooh.
Don't forget you have rally die.
Is it a D6 or a D8?
It's a D8.
I got a 23 and a 25, or sorry, a 21 and a 25.
Okay.
Nice.
That's great.
I
got
got a.
Okay.
I got 11 and a 22.
Okay. If you have got less than a 19, you will take full damage and you'll be knocked back like 10 feet. If you succeeded, you will take half damage. So
If I failed both,
you'll only be knocked back once because they're happening at the same time, but you'll take full damage twice.
Can I use I am your shield on this to protect Grace?
It is an area of effect, so unfortunately not. If you were out, like just outside of it, you could like push yourself.
Wait, Grace, what did you roll? What did you roll? I do have.
I rolled a 13 and an 18.
Oh, take a 2.
Hell yeah! Okay, I failed one.
Not succeeded on both of theirs, but Kavoon failed. But Kavoon doesn't take damage. Kavoon just takes stress, so they will take two stress from each of the attacks, but they're still in it. Otherwise, is 28 damage. So you take 28 damage if you fail, 14 if you succeed, and you have to do it for both of your rolls. But they're separate instances of damage in terms of using your armor slots. So
I'm sorry, my brain broke. 28 and 12?
14.
14, half. Got it.
This is magic damage, correct?
Yes, this is magic damage. So Knots will take 2 instances of 14, so they take 4 hit points. I don't know if Jeremy's marking all of this, because I have not been writing it down. I should write it down. I have no idea if they're marking it or not, so...
Grace does not look great.
Oh boy.
My character sheet is breaking.
Uh-oh.
I know how that feels.
Yeah, almost as if they're built to counteract people who activate their words. But it is if anybody failed, they get flung back 10 feet from where they are, away from people. So if you failed on any of your rolls, just move yourself back 10 feet from where you were.
So I'm going to spend an armor slot to mark the one I failed down into major.
Okay.
And then I'm going to spend 2 more to mark the other one down into minor.
Great.
Yeah, I just took 2 HP because my minor threshold is 15, so...
Awesome. That all those moves though did cost me 3 fear, so it is back to you guys and how you would like to respond.
Bet.
I think you failed one, Grace, so you should be flung back.
I can't move myself, but Triss would just immediately turn around.
You can't? You should be able to. Is it not letting you?
No.
Well, try pulling yourself out again and then where you were, and then seeing if that allows you to move it.
There we go. Okay. I don't know how to make myself big. Whatever.
You just drag from the corner. Like, if you select yourself, you'll see the little box, and you drag from the corner to make it.
I am being outsmarted by technology. It's fine. I'm gonna go hit this guy.
Oh, you moved it while I was making you bigger.
Heads are off. Heads are off.
Got a lot bigger.
There you go.
Triss is suddenly the size of a dragon.
Dragon. Yeah, go ahead. Give me an attack.
I'm sorry, I just saw that chat. Grace got hit so hard Maggie disappeared. Anyway, yeah, let's, first we're gonna enter Unstoppable.
Mm-hmm.
There it is. Oh, alright. And I'm gonna smack this guy. That is 11. I'm gonna add Maggie's die. That's more like it. 17.
17 just hits.
Let me at him. Okay. That is 3.
Was that with hope or fear?
It was... I cleared it off too fast to remember. Hold on. It was with fear based on the next dice roll that I did. It's fine.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, that was almost such a good damage roll. It's still decent. That is 29 points of magic damage.
Great. Yeah, you swing into them hard, and they look at you as they like take it kind of without moving it, even though you can see the like stone of it like crunching in from where you struck, and they just bring their hand, and you see a mace for like that they just like grab out of the stone mace, and they just swing it at you in response.
Oh boy.
Does a 21 hit?
Yes.
Okay, you take 23 points of physical damage, and you are pushed back out of melee from them.
Ooh, okay.
I don't know if Unstoppable doesn't prevent you from being moved, right? It just prevents you from being vulnerable or restrained.
Yeah. Okay, so 28 minus 8 from my armor to 20, cut in half. Because of Unstoppable to 10. God, I love math.
Don't worry, there's less math in the final version.
And then I'll mark 2 armor slots to take that down to no hit points.
Great. It's back to you guys.
Let me jump in before you, so Grace doesn't get obliterated.
Okay.
I'm gonna step here, spin a stress to turn into a stone scale hydra, and
Okay.
I will bite that one. Obviously,
Great. Give me an attack.
23 with hope.
Hits.
All right, and I'm also going to spend another stress to make this restrained and vulnerable.
Sure.
Nice.
Let me get my transformation. I just wanted to make sure to get in front of Grace so she didn't get hit. 30 points of physical.
Okay.
I'm going to spend a stress to swap out an ability.
Sorry, it was a
Sure.
hope.
And then I'm going to...
Grace, if you want to swap out an ability before somebody potentially fails, this would be the time to do it.
I don't think
she's frozen, though.
Yeah.
Ah.
So.
I am going to... which one was hit?
Both of them have been hit.
Which one's hit more?
The same.
Okay, I'm gonna go for this one. But I'm not gonna get that close. I'm gonna stay exactly where I was.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to use my ability. My whatever it's called. Spirit weapon!
Yeah, go for it.
Ooh, that is a 19.
With
Hope.
hits.
Nice.
Hooray. It deals damage.
It does deal
Wow.
some damage.
Okay, it deals 15, 29, 43 points of magical damage.
Great. Yeah, that slams into him real good from a distance before returning to your hand, very Star Wars, and throwing your lightsaber at someone only to summon it back. It is still your guys' turn.
No one has anything else. I'm just gonna smack a guy again.
Yeah, go for it.
Go
Cool.
for it.
We're missing Grayson Hot, so go for it.
All right.
Are you staying there?
Huh?
Are you staying there? Or are you
Oh,
moving up into melee?
Oh, yeah. I didn't. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, so move up into melee.
Great.
And that is a 17 with hope.
Hits.
Yahoo! Nice. Okay. Oh, I am dumb. I haven't been adding my strength to my hit rolls, which hasn't mattered because I've hit both times, but those have just been the
Probably
strength
do
rolls.
that.
I should. Anyway, I love rolling into this game right after work. Brain cells? Who's she?
Hey, Maggie, welcome back.
Yay! 25 plus 8 is 33. Wait, no. 35 points of magical damage.
Okay. I am reject here, but Maggie, you were not with us. So, would you have wanted during this turn of actions to have recharged your counterspell? If so, you can do that now if you want to. I don't know if she can hear me. Can you hear me? I'm gonna assume not. But either way, I'm going to spend a fear to interject here. And the one that currently has a Hydra in front of it also pulls a stone mace up out of the ground and goes to whack the Hydra. It is also going to mark a stress to focus on Stoy. That was a natural 20.
Uh-oh.
It'll always hit.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't double damage for me. It just gives me a fear and automatically hits. So that is 23 points of physical damage. You are knocked back, which I will have Grace make an agility roll to see if you get knocked back into her, if she manages to duck your flying Hydra form. Yeah, and then now you are also their focus, so anytime you take an action, it adds 2 tokens to the action tracker instead of 1. And then
I'm gonna spend 1 armor slot to take that down to minor.
Great. And then this one is going to mark stress to focus on Triss, and then you see the magic whirling around their arm again to do a blast towards the group of you. No, it's gonna be centered on Not, so it's gonna get everybody except. No, actually, it'll get everybody because 15 feet is very close. So it will get everybody. So I need an agility reaction roll from everyone.
Uh, 24.
Okay, that succeeds. So you'll take half damage.
18.
Fails, you'll take full damage.
20.
Succeeds, you'll take half damage. Knots and Kavoon fail. I will roll for Grace as well. Oh, wait, she's back. Are you back? Can you hear us?
Can you guys hear me?
Yay!
Yes, we can.
Yes.
I just had to restart my whole system twice.
Okay, so I have a couple questions for you because it might rewind what is happening. You guys had a nice long chunk where you guys were doing some stuff. Would you have tried to refresh your counter spell?
Yes.
Okay, so spend the stress to do that.
I already marked it.
I intervened,
Mhm.
and one of them wound up and shot a bolt of magic. If you would like to try and counterspell it, you can. Everybody already rolled, except for you, to see if they for the reaction roll, but I will allow you, since you're having tech problems, to try and counterspell it now if you want.
I will counterspell it, and I will also spend a stress to do my add to the thing.
Sure. So give me your spellcast roll.
So close to being critical.
Oh no.
Hold on. 24.
Okay, so you do manage to disable it, which means nobody will take any damage from that attack.
That's right.
And it is back to you guys.
I'm gonna hit it.
Oh wait. Should we not mark anything from that attack then?
Correct. Not from
Sick.
that attack.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna try and beat one up.
The same one that you attacked last time?
Yeah.
Okay. Go for it.
That is a critical. That's critical.
Hey.
That will hit.
Go.
You can take a hope and clear a stress.
I am going to you once per short rest. So this is where the crit build really goes off. Allies within very close range of me may clear one stress or gain one hope.
Which is everybody.
Which is everybody. And you and allies near me can clear a hit point or 1d4 stress.
Ooh.
And then I'll roll my damages. $60, 74 points of magical damage.
Great. What's that other ability? Sorry, I'm trying to find the other the crit ability. I see the one that gives one stress or one hope. Where's the other one? What's the other one called? That's the
Called
critical
Rousing
inspiration.
Strike. It was the one that my character sheet is upstate.
Ah, got it.
It's the one I swapped out into.
Great. Yeah, please describe how you destroy.
So it shoots its little bolt, and I emphasize that it's a very little bolt that was counterspelled. And but Nyx instinctively kind of was still dodging out of the way as this thing was coming in, and just to make himself not look like a complete idiot, he threw his weapon, kind of as he was coming up and around, and it just sailed straight in and just right into the center torso. And he doesn't immediately pull the weapon back and looks at the other standing one. What now? And then
I mean, the other standing one does not respond at all. It is a construct. that is
Yeah,
following
but-
an innate programming that is within it to do a certain thing.
Yeah, but when the construct uprising comes and they gain sentience and emotional ability, this one in particular will be very confused why it's scared. That's my turn.
I am sure. I am sure. All right. It's still your guys' turn.
Yeah, I'll jump in here and get back in front of Grace again, just so it doesn't
Oh,
hit
yes,
her.
Grace. I did need you to make an agility reaction roll from when Astoy was flung back to see whether you got hit by the giant Hydra body or
Okay.
you ducked under it.
It was an 18.
Good
Good enough.
I'm able to get
You
to.
managed to duck under the body.
Does it seem to be like focused on me? I know you said it was, you know.
It does seem to be focused on you.
Okay.
I mean, it's paying a little more attention to you than the rest of the group.
Okay, I'll get over here then, if possible, to the side of it.
Sure.
That way, if it knocks me back, I'm just hitting the wall, I guess, and go after it.
Sure. Give me an attack roll.
22 with hope.
Hits.
For 32 points of physical damage.
Great. You slam into it and kind of wrap and tangle it up. It seems to still be a little affected from your first attack. It's still vulnerable and restrained and can't move. But it's still yours' turn.
The guy in front of Nix and I is still standing, right?
Nope. That's the one that Nyx killed.
Oh, bet. Okay. I'm going to do a spirit weapon and just yeet my axe at the other guy.
Sure. Give me an attack roll.
There's a lot of spirit weapons flying around.
Remember,
A lot of weapons flying around.
We have like 3 Seraphs, right?
2.
2, just 2.
Okay, so that's
2 Seraphs and a Bard.
And a druid.
that's 17 to hit.
With
This is with fear.
17 does hit though, so
Yeah. I remembered to add my strength this
To
time.
murder it so it doesn't get a chance.
Yep, we're trying.
Sadly, Robo Seraph passed away, Ryan.
That's right. That's right.
16, 17. That's 20. Oh, wait, hold on. 28 points of magical damage.
all right. It is still standing.
Okay. I don't have the ability to attack again.
No, it is my turn. So, as your giant warhammer axe, whatever amalgamation of weapons you now have, is thrown across the way, stings straight into the shoulder, taking a giant chunk out of it before it swings back into your hand. It moves slightly, as if circling, and then just takes its mace and slams into the Hydra.
Oof.
Hopefully not.
It is a 14 hit.
No.
It sees that. You feel a pulse of magic push out from it as it essentially resets itself, removing the conditions that were on it. Sees that you don't seem to respond and manage to, I don't know, do you dodge? How does the attack miss?
Yeah, I think where he was trying to get the Hydras off of him, where like he went to swing and like the Hydra limb just kind of pulling at him, causing him to like go awry and hit the wall.
you notice that it like kind of drops the stone mace, and both of its hands start to charge up one after the other, as if it's going to shoot two of these beams.
Okay.
Out, and slings them out. And the first one is going to land here, so it's going to affect everyone except for Kavun and Triss. And then the second one is going to slam here, which will affect everyone except for Ostoy.
Okay.
So Ostoy, Triss, and Kavun only have to roll once. Everyone else has to roll
Jesus.
twice.
Poor Grace. I'm really good on these agility checks.
Yeah, I'm the I think highest agility character here, and I've only succeeded once.
It's a high DC.
Yeah,
It's a 19. That's pretty. It's one of the higher reaction roll DCs.
I'm going to use the
failed them
D8 on
both.
this one.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm going to use a prayer die on both, and I don't fail.
I got 23.
Okay, that passes. Kavun failed. Knots failed the first one.
If anyone just fails, I've got one paradise left, so let me know.
No, they both failed pretty badly, but passes the second one.
Okay.
For Knots. Great. So it's going to be 31 points of magic damage. If you passed, it's going to be 16 points of magic damage.
Damn. Alright, armor slot. Hit client.
Yeah, I'll spend 2 armor slots to reduce it by 6. Get it to minor. Actually, no.
Knots will use their last armor slot on the one they failed to only take 2 HP. And then we'll have to take 2 HP on the one that they passed, which puts them at having to make a choice. And I'm going to say avoid consequences, so I'm going to roll the d12 to see if they take a scar or not.
Oh my god. Can't kill Knots.
As Knots is knocked out. No, they're unconscious. That's why I'm avoiding consequences. They're not dead. It's just whether they lose a hope slot or not right now is what I'm rolling for.
They're knocked out.
But I rolled a 12, so they still have all their hope slots. They're just knocked out on the ground. Kavun is still up. And that brings us back to you guys as this one is making a stand.
Grace is also knocked out.
Oh, what choice
shit.
are you making?
I'm gonna do avoid consequences.
Okay, roll me a d12.
I lost a hope slot.
Okay,
No,
so
not again.
Knots and Grace are out.
Damn it.
I'm gonna get real mad and suggest a team up.
Sure.
So I'll spend 3 hope, and then an additional hope to use the Champion of a Vengeful God experience.
Hell yeah, let's go.
And
Yeah,
go.
so you guys can both roll.
Are we going to do both of us got to spend 3 hope or just him?
No, the tag team roll, only one person has to
Okay.
spend the 3 hope to initiate.
For some reason, I couldn't remember. Thanks.
And I am going to run into melee to do it because I'm mad.
Yeah. Who are you? Are you tag teaming with the Stoy?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't think I've tag teamed with Astoy before.
I don't think you have either. So both of you can roll, and then you can choose which one you want to take.
Well, I got 27 with fear.
I got. Sorry, I need to go to my character. And I got 24 with hope.
Probably should take that.
Just me.
Okay. 24 will hit. You can take your hope, Nyx, and go ahead and roll your damage.
Okay.
I get to re-roll the 1.
Nice.
I need to do my math. I rolled really high.
Nice.
I have the brutal quality. So 20. Let's see. 20, 31, 31, 34, and 14.
48.
48.
And 28.
Great, that's 76. How did the two of you work together to pull this construct into dust and dirt as it just laid out two of your companions?
Oh my god.
Well, since I had to run over there, I imagine a Stoy. This is just how I'm imagining it. Grabbing, like Nick says, "Now Astoy," and then with all of Astoy's heads kind of like lashing at its limbs, Nyx comes leaping over the top of Astoy to come down on top of the construct, riding the head after it gets chopped off, sliding across the ground. Like,
Nice.
Great. Yeah. You guys listen as just breathing kind of echoes in the hall, and you have destroyed the two constructs that are here. However, as you guys look around, you notice Kavoon curled up next to the unconscious and barely breathing body of Knots, while Grace Lots, not even 10 feet away, also unconscious.
Knots is closest to me. Would doing like healing help?
Yes, mechanically above table, they are unconscious until either a long rest is taken or actions are taken by allies to wake them up, and healing would be included in that. That's
Okay.
something we could wake them up.
Triss would run up to Knots, and I'm gonna use Sparing Touch.
Yeah, I'll also do regeneration on Grace.
Great. How much does that help Knots, Triss?
It is either clear 2 hit points or 2 stress.
Okay, I will clear 2 hit points. Knots, like, kind of groggily wakes up to Kavoon licking their face and you looking down at them, and they say, I really hate it down here.
I think I agree with you.
Are we done yet?
I think we should still figure out what's in that cell.
It's much more fun when it's castles and centaurs.
Yeah.
And Grace will get back 3 hit points.
damn.
Rolled really well that time.
Yeah, I usually roll a 1 on my d4s, but
As you're healing, Grace, you'll notice that the scar that was on her left hand has gone up to her elbow,
Ooh.
and her hand is more blackened than before.
Oh no.
and then I'm also going to do a regeneration on myself for another 3.
Yeah, go for it. You have a little bit of time here. You notice that the ward is still over the cell, but from what you've inferred before, if you cross through it close enough to the time of you destroying the constructs, they will likely not reactivate, but if you wait too long, it could reactivate the constructs if you activate the ward again.
Gotcha. I think Triss will walk up to the bars and is just gonna I guess try to summon some light inside to see what's in there.
Yeah, you push some light in, and as it feels really weird as you're kind of sticking your hand through the ward, so like half your body is on one side of the ward and half your body is outside the ward, and you push light in through your hand and it lights up the space, and you notice that the figure down there, it's barely breathing. You heard that before. It looks like it's covered in rags, but the thing that sticks out to you is how large the figure is. You can't see their face or anything like that, but given the size of the body, likely of giant kin.
Do they appear to be conscious?
No, they appear to just be barely breathing. They have not moved or reacted to any of the large sounds that have been happening outside, which infers to you that they are likely unconscious.
Out of curiosity, because the dead guy that I now have in my backpack would not have been out here alone. He at the very least would have been with one, if not 2 other people.
Right.
And I would know them. Does this person at all look familiar to
You can give me an instinct roll.
Okay.
I will say with advantage.
Okay.
If you're looking for something specific.
Mm-hmm. A crit! It only happens when I'm doing heart stuff. Not only did I roll a crit, but it's a 6 on the advantage die.
Perfect. Yeah, you were looking over, and you quickly realize that this figure, you notice on a piece of what looks to be their hand of exposed skin from where their body is, there is, you can see part of like a tattoo curling around their hand of like vines and thorns and leaves. And you quickly put this together as the third person that was sent with this party. There was your friend that you found and another full heart guardian that were sent together. And this is a childhood friend of yours, one a little bit younger than you, that was up and coming, and essentially this was their first time out in the world. You know, they were sent with 2 other experienced people.
Mm-hmm.
And, seeing that tattoo rings very clearly in your mind who
Cool.
this person is.
Yeah, she sees that. What are the odds that I can just rip these bars from the wall?
I mean, you can certainly try. You're a giant and you're strong, so better than somebody else's odds.
Let's go. I'm just gonna no finesse here.
Who needs finesse?
That is plus strength a math 22.
Yeah, you don't like rip the bars out, but as you're pulling it, you basically just kind of destroy the locking mechanism and rip open the doors. So you haven't like ripped it out of the walls, but you have opened this door and this door to this cell.
Awesome. Yeah, so you all like see Triss like approach it cautiously as other people are picking themselves up, look in, and then eyes go like the over exaggerated like anime shock and horror eyes where they're like shaking, and then rip the door from its hinges and dive into the cell. And she's gonna like immediately on her knees and like rolls the person over, recognizing her like one of her like dear childhood friends were raised together, trained together, and just like picks her up and is like, Kit, it's me. Come on, please. And then remembering that she can heal now, is gonna use healing hands, which is I do have to do a spellcast roll.
Yeah, give me a spellcast roll.
Yeah, DC is a 13. That is a straight 20.
With hope or fear?
With hope.
Great. You almost violently realize that you could actually maybe do something. And when you first turn Kit over, all you see are like how sunken her features have become and the dryness of her lips and just how if you couldn't hear her breathing, you might think she was dead in this moment. As you desperately flare with this like soft glow and her eyes flicker open and you can see how kind of bloodshot and like fogged over they look as they look up at you.
Which this was the name that I had locked and loaded. Kit is short for Kitsune, so Fox is the vibe here. So she has like red. I mean, it's probably like matted beyond color recognition, but like red hair with like streaks of white, and buried in the rag somewhere is like a foxtail and like the eyes and like fangs too. But I think Triss just is like, "You're okay. I found you. It's gonna be okay."
Where am I? Am I dead? How are you here?
It's a long story. You're not dead.
The others are.
Yeah.
They both are.
We
weren't ready. We didn't.
I don't think any of us knew it. I have some questions for you, but let's get you out of here first. And she'll just kind of like scoop up the other woman and like duck out of the jail cell and like carry her out.
And while this figure is much larger than the rest of you, they are significantly smaller than Triss
elk
is.
giant versus fox giant. There's gonna be
they stand at about like 8 feet tall instead of 12 feet tall. So, as you walk back through the barrier, you quickly realize that you maybe only had a couple more minutes to spare before the barrier would have regenerated itself to activate the guardians. You have a lot of new friends.
Two of the heads will look up at her.
Well, that was weird. Are they a pet?
No, that's a Stoy. Is a fun girl.
Got it. Druid. Understood.
Yeah. Oh right, yeah, she's still a Hydra. Oh no. I forgot. Okay. Yeah, but yeah, she'll like set up her pack and sort of lean Kit against it, and just absolutely just like fussing over this person, and then kind of like once the fussing starts to get more like annoying than helpful, she'll kind of like turn to the rest of the group to sort of see how they're doing.
Nats is currently just cuddling into Kavoon.
Mm-hmm.
You think they might be crying, but you're not sure.
Stories like licking Grace.
Not helping the pet allegations.
Grace is on the ground, trying to hold back tears of frustration.
Nyx is away from the group.
Does this feel like a place that would be okay to like camp out for a little bit, or do
You guys just short rested,
Okay.
like 20 minutes ago.
Okay, never mind. Cool.
But it's been how long since we long rested?
Long rested. So you guys long rested, then did the ward that was outside and the mines and the turret fight, the poison. So I mean, it's still probably only around noon. It's been like 4 hours. A really rough 4 hours, but it hasn't been a very, very long time since you long rested.
I'm gonna suggest we long rest. Like at this point, like everyone is hurt very badly. So it doesn't really matter that we aren't like, I'm not so sleepy. It's like, oh my god, I'm
actually okay.
Yeah, I'm fine, but I can do nothing. Like I can do nothing to help anyone at all for the rest of the
day. Tris, you should also have a soldier's bond marked off because we did use that last time. We did already use that.
Cool.
Last session.
Good to know.
On that note of resources.
Yeah. I guess the question still stands. Does this feel like a decent place to camp out if we wanted to recover? Or
I mean, there doesn't currently seem to be any danger, although you would know from the divination that happened earlier, if you try to short rest, the likelihood that things might become more difficult for you is pretty high if you try to short or long rest based on their divination previously. There was no specifics, but that was just the vibe.
Gotcha.
Check whether that would be affecting you while you're resting or just later. You don't know. But in terms of the right here, right now, I mean, you're in a tunnel, you defeated things here. You are next to 2 wards that you could accidentally set off again.
Yeah, that's
but it's as safe as anywhere that you've been for the last 4 hours.
What do we know about these wards? It seems I'm gonna just be kind of talking through it as it's like clear that we're just kind of like trying to figure out what to do. The wards trigger these constructs to attack what I'm assuming is the triggerer and their allies of the wards. And so that begs the question, the philosophical question, Grace, if we were to lay, for instance, a trap or cause some like a tripwire to cause a ward to trigger, would the constructs attack the thing that tripped the tripwire, or the things that placed the tripwire to be tripped?
You know that I know that you know that I know that you know. That's what that felt like right now.
If the group would like to do a group knowledge roll to try and put pieces together about these wards from what you guys have experienced and as you talk them through, I will say everyone can give me a knowledge roll, and then depending on what you guys roll, I will allow for a certain number of like above table mechanical questions about the wards.
Cool.
Based on what you guys have inferred from your interactions so far.
That's a crit.
Great, love it.
Double threes again.
Astoy's just listening right now.
Yeah, Nick's asked the question. He's not doing any of the thinking.
I got a 14.
But I can do critical inspiration, and that's why I said your name. Or not critical inspiration, reassurance. So, after an action roll, I can offer assistance or word support. You can re-roll your dice. You don't have to. If you re-roll, you have to accept the new roll.
So I had to roll my D8. Does that include my D8? My rally die?
Yeah, you could re-roll your rally die also.
Okay. Because that was a shit roll. That's so much better. Okay. 26.
Nice.
Wait.
Okay.
I'm sorry. 28.
Okay, Knott's got a 14. Does anybody else want to roll? Was it with hope or fear, or what was it with?
I had hope.
Okay. Anybody
Because
else rolling?
I'm maxed out on hope.
Astoy
Let's go.
kind of rars every now and then at something, but not providing any valuable input.
Okay. I will say you guys will get 5 questions that you can ask about these words and how they work.
I think
Ask
the
away.
main one is, are they triggered by, do the things attack just whatever crosses the threshold, or is it like they're triggered by something like, I'm trying to think of like,
Do they know intent? Can they sense intent or
I would say from your interactions so far and with those rolls, you would know that they have attacked all of you that are in range once it's been triggered, anybody that's like in range. But I would say you've noticed from enough interactions and time studying the magic that maybe if somebody had the right rune or object on them, it would obscure them from notice, which would also likely be an object that that would allow somebody to pass through a ward without activating it.
ooh.
But otherwise, they didn't seem to do anything intent-based, as they did seem to still attack people that even weren't attacking them. Just anybody that was in their field of vision when they were activated came under attack.
Interesting. So above the table, like if we were way far away and your spirit crossed a ward, Maggie, and they destroyed that, do we think they would reset and we'd be able to pass the ward while it was powered down for a short time?
You're not sure, but it would definitely be something that you could try. You believe that if you were far enough away and the ward's activated, you wouldn't be under their radar, so to speak.
That was also why I brought out my spirit at first because I was like, hey, we can send my spirit out to scout out and potentially be a distraction or tester if needed.
But you didn't say that. You just sent the spirit next to me and said, "This is for what Nyx to use." And Nyx is like, "What the fuck is this?"
Fair, valid.
Nyx was like, huh.
It just looks like you, Grace.
It's like, whoa.
Yeah. So that's 2 questions. You have 3 more questions. That if you would like to ask about the words in magic and whatever else.
Does it seem like there is anything that could be done to prevent the wards from reactivating after their reset period? Like, can the constructs be destroyed in such a way that they, or moved out of the way?
You think that after a ward has been activated, the only way to prevent it from recharging, which would then reactivate the constructs, would be to shatter it. But it would likely be easier to shatter it when it's not fully charged. You would not need as much magic pushed into it to shatter it after it's been activated.
How many... This is just the one room with a ward, right? Or are there multiple rooms with wards?
There's 2 rooms. There's the prison.
Yeah.
And that's the ward that you guys activated and that you got Kit out of. And then there was a room that looked like quarters. It had a bunch of beds. But it was empty.
I have a question, but I don't want to waste all the rest of the questions,
So far, everybody's asked a question except for you.
Yeah.
So if you want to ask a question, go for it.
So my question is, can we tell if we trip one of the wards, the other one also trips, or if we were to set off the other ward, would more constructs come?
You think the wards are not linked. You got the idea that the other one was still charged even when you set off the prison one.
Cool.
However, that one does seem to have a lower power to it. So you believe that it may not summon 2, but only 1 construct. If it was activated.
Do we have one more question?
You do? You have 1 more question.
How can we just win?
That's always the question, isn't it?
That's not about the wards. I can't answer that one.
Carly, how do we win Daggerheart?
Yeah.
By playing and having fun.
It was the friends we made along the way.
Oh, jeez.
We win Daggerheart by revealing that this was all just a campaign that was being run by Knots.
Why not?
Oh, no.
Do we get a sense of that these can, each time, not that this is really that important, but whatever, it seems like we're running out of steam here. Each time it becomes easier to defeat the ward. Could we is it infinite? Or could we get it down so there's 1 hit point? Just farms.
Guys, I just had the best idea.
Well, you know that magic is not infinite, and that if it was triggered enough times in close succession, it may at some point fail even after it's charged to activate the constructs, but that would be a very specific and special set of circumstances. that would be
They just keep getting
difficult to
smaller every time
achieve.
they get summoned.
I think that's all our questions, but my
It is.
plan
But you
is
guys can. But now you guys can chat. You have information, so now you can talk plans or whatever you guys want to do next.
It'd be so funny if we just triggered the wards together and see if the constructs would hit each other. We just hide in a room and there's just
I
constructs.
think
it would
the
be
odds
funny
that we're gonna get
and
hit-
incredibly deadly if we were wrong. That's like very high risk.
Oh no, I'm just saying
Moderate
that was above
reward.
table. That was above table.
It would be funny though.
We put like some clothes where the we know where they get summoned, so like one pops up looking like an adventurer.
Right. Like the thing is there was some key phrases that while we were working through this that stuck out. Like the constructs attacked seemingly anything it could see. So what if we just put sheets over them and then summoned them, and they're like, "What the fuck? Where am I? What am I doing?"
Another key phrase was we can destroy the wards while they're weaker.
It's giving putting a pot over a shopkeeper's head in Skyrim so you can rob him blind.
Right.
Yeah,
Which is, I
back
think,
to there's a chance that we can just like destroy the thing that's like generating them, right?
We can destroy the wards,
Ward. Yeah.
which
Over
won't
and over.
trigger them.
Okay.
But at this point, we don't need to mess with these two wards. Like, the one room's empty. We got the prisoner out.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing is the room with beds behind a ward.
Right, but we would have to suppress the ward to get in
Right.
if we wanted
But-
to keep it.
But, and this is a big assumption because we don't know where the golem would come from, assuming that it's only one. But if I were to make a ward around a sleeping area, I would not have the golem attack the people inside the sleeping area immediately. Because, like, if there's a thing on a person, like you're sleeping, what happens if you dropped it on the floor or you're having sexy time? Like, you don't want to get murdered by a golem.
You gotta go to the bathroom.
I
and
don't
forgot to
think
grab
anyone's
your-
getting it on
Yeah.
in the ice dungeon.
Man,
There's no ice.
you're stuck in a cave long enough, man.
You don't want to know where people got it on when I was in the Navy.
In that case, I think that if we're talking about the safest place to sleep, it would be behind a theoretical locked door, like whatever. A
Oh no,
locked door.
absolutely.
Right. But we
I'm
don't
still
have
for
any.
just destroying the wards out of spite.
Is there any way we can like reverse engineer the room that would get us through?
I mean, you could certainly try, but you don't have a lot of information to go on right now, so it'd be a lot of inference and guesswork. In other words, it would be a very high roll for it not to backfire,
That's fair.
but not
Okay.
impossible.
But in castles and centaurs, it probably would just be a mirror of the actual room. Look simple. Keep it simple.
I just want to sleep.
In game or in real life?
Lauren,
not
don't call
both?
me out like that.
Maggie and Grace feels called out.
Grace is just sobbing on the floor like, I just want to sleep. It's like total toddler breakdown.
Oh no.
She keeps, and every time she like gets kind of control of herself, she looks down at her scarred hand again, and it just starts over. All over.
Okay.
Oh.
Here's the plan. Here's the
Okay.
plan.
Nyx is taking charge.
Yep.
Yeah, here's what we're going to do. We're all going to go around the corner. Grace is going to use her creepy doppelganger to trigger the ward into the bedroom, let the construct reset, and then we're all going to run in through it before it has time to reset and sleep.
Issue with that,
Yeah?
I can only summon that after a short rest.
Oh, well,
Well, your one that you summoned is still around. You never used it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
It's
I
still
went
just hanging
unconscious.
out.
I went unconscious, doesn't that?
It's not a concentration spell. It's just there. You
Okay,
spent the
then never
hope
mind.
there. You never used it. It's just
Proceed
hanging out.
It's on the other
It's
side
just
of you
hanging out.
crying.
If you had died, it would have
The
disappeared.
spirit
but
is like just
never died.
awkwardly patting Grace as she sobs.
it's
still
just
standing
awkwardly
right next to
following
Nick.
Nick. It's like literally like 2 inches behind Nyx. Wherever Nyx goes, it's just like a 2-inch away shadow.
Amazing.
So
That's
yeah,
what-
it's,
Good.
it's just following Nyx's instructions, and Nyx hasn't given it instructions.
I just did. Oh, damn. You gave him power.
I just want to point out, if we go to rest in there and anything happens, we can't leave that room.
Wrong.
How so?
We can leave the room. There's just consequences for leaving.
Yes, we would have more golems.
This is a yes and game, remember?
Well,
Ryan is
more,
on one tonight.
more important now, if we get attacked, don't go running out of the room thinking you're going to get range, because you're going to cause the other creatures to pop up.
Mhm.
Don't tell me
Everyone's
how-
getting chain lightning.
Why don't we just be so careful and not touch any wards while we long rest, and then we just get the fuck out of here?
No, I'm more worried about if one of these shows up with the room
Yeah.
while we're resting there, because one, if they attack us from outside of it, do we have anywhere we can hide in that room to prevent them just shooting arrows at us all day? You know what I mean? Because otherwise,
The shape of the room, you cannot see every inch of the room from where you
Okay.
stand outside of it because of the way that it opens up. So there would be potential to like get cover if you ducked, got up next to the wall near where the door is. Because
You mean
of
giant
the
size?
overlap.
If there's places that we can hide in the room,
She may not get full cover, but she
Okay.
gets some. It's hard to tell because you can't see
Yeah.
the whole
I was gonna say,
room.
if there's enough hiding space, could we not employ the same tactic in the after we long rest of spirit activates ward, guardians reset, and then we can leave?
that's the hope. Otherwise, we'll be back in the same spot we're in right now.
No, because we are not going to have fought like 50 things at once, like without resting. This is what Nyx is suggesting, and his suggestions carry a lot of weight these days because he has a yes woman right here.
Yeah, the yes woman is currently waiting for all of you to get away because that was the instructions were to activate it once you guys were away.
And we're just ignoring the divination of, hey, if you rest, bad thing might happen?
Well, yes, we are
Okay.
because
Yes,
because
and
at this point, Nyx feels like if we rest, bad thing might happen. If we don't rest, bad thing will happen.
That valid. Okay, cool. So,
Right. So
yeah, I
how far is this crew gathering away from the gray
Just
stuff?
outside of very far range.
Great. Yeah, so you basically go, because very far range is everything you can see in the scene, so you guys go until, like, the tunnel, like, curves, and you're out of sight, but not necessarily out of earshot of where this entrance is and where the ward is. As soon as all of you are out of sight, Grace's doppelganger goes to just kind of like walk through the ward to the bedrooms, to where the beds are. And you guys hear that alarm kind of ring dully through the cavern. You hear the kind of crumbling steps of a construct. You hear the sound of a ball and a slight explosion, and then it all kind of goes still. How long do you wait after it goes still?
Let's give it at least 5 minutes, and then I can try to sneak down.
Well, but how long does it take for the word to reset? Didn't we figure that out?
Give me a knowledge roll, specifically Triss, because you that was not a question that you used on your word thing, but you did observe it during your specific interaction with it. So give me a knowledge roll.
Okay. That is adding prayer die. It's a 15 total.
A 15? Okay. You would know that your whole thing, like from healing to getting her out, was around just under 10 minutes. So you think, from your experience, at least with the other ward, that it resets on a 10-minute charge.
Yeah, so I think, wait 5 minutes and then approach cautiously and then book it for the room would be the correct play there.
Maybe
Right,
I should sneak forward first and then come back.
Sounds
that way
good.
we don't get everybody caught.
Bet.
You wait 5 minutes. There's no other sounds of activity. And Stoy, you move around the corner. And you
I'm going to spend a stress and turn into a small little mouse. Legendary Agile Scout.
Great. You move out, turn the corner, and hallway's empty.
Okay.
Go.
Yeah, the mouse will come back and be like, yeah.
All right. Yeah, book it for the room.
Yeah, you guys all book it for the room. And you guys all pass through the ward, and you can feel it, and you realize that it is just that it's about 3/4 charged up, like in terms of like the power, like relative. But you guys pass through, and nothing seems to happen, and you are inside the bedroom.
Okay. Yeah, I think Triss is carrying Kit again, so she'll like lay her back down. Is there like enough space in here to hide, at least from like sight of the doorway?
Not if you guys are all like laying down. As you come into the room, it does open up pretty quickly after that like little kind of hallway, like 5-foot hallway cutout, and then it opens up pretty quickly. So it would be possible that if you were all like standing up against the wall to not be seen from the outside. Okay. But if you guys were laying down and doing stuff, pieces and bits of you would be visible.
Okay. Yeah, because I guess the reason I asked was so like if like Kit is lying down, but say the rest of us are standing, then like she could be laying down somewhere not visible, but then we also could be standing somewhere not visible.
Yes. Yeah, you could position yourselves. There would be a way to position yourselves now that you're in here, that if something happened, you guys could all press up against the walls, and you could like lay Kit at the feet in a corner somewhere, and you would not be you guys would all have 3/4, if not total, cover from outside the door.
Cool. Yeah, so I'll put Kit in like the area that'll allow us to do that without moving her.
Sure.
Nyx is going to put a single coin by the like near the other ward. before this word, we felt it was 3/4 through. Like he's gonna basically put like a $20 bill on the ground. So if someone comes in here and is like, "Ooh, what's this?" Maybe they'll trigger that other word, and we'll be okay.
Oh God.
And then he's gonna go
Okay.
immediately.
Sure.
Just to make the watches a little bit more spicy.
Amazing.
But yeah, it looks to be, this is a fairly large chamber. There looks to be about 6 beds kind of lined up. And as you look it over, it gives the impression of basically like quarters for whoever was part of this group. They've all got their own little kind of like little like lock boxes at the foot of the beds, and you notice that there is on one wall like an armoire that would hold clothing or things like that.
We should absolutely
pretty
open every single thing in here.
It's pretty sparse, but it does look like it was kitted out to be like quarters.
Do I sense anything magical besides us in the room? In the ward?
You can give me a spellcast roll. Like before, there is a lot of magic just in the air in general, so trying to pick out specifics is
I got a
takes a little
12.
bit. With?
It was hope.
Okay, you can take that hope.
I can't.
With a 12, you're unable to really pick out anything specific from just the dense amount of magic in the air in general.
I'm going to suggest that Grace and Knots and Kit rest fully, and we split the watches.
Yeah.
I agree. I can take the first watch.
I can take second then.
I'll take last watch.
Great. With that, you guys can go ahead and choose some long rest downtime actions that you would like to take.
Cool. Absolutely repairing my armor.
Yeah, it's 3 actions, right?
It's 2 actions.
Nice try.
So it's like 5 downtime actions each, right?
No, it's 2. You can use a downtime action on somebody else's behalf, but it's not really necessary in long rest ones because long rest ones clear everything. Although you could. The only thing that you can't do on somebody else's behalf is de-stress. You can help someone heal. You can help someone repair their armor, but you can't de-stress someone.
I'm going to de-stress myself and heal myself.
Great.
Is
I'm
anyone?
going to prepare if anyone wants to.
I was just about to ask that. So I'm
Okay.
going to do armor and prepare. I'll keep my stress, and then my dagger will heal me a hit point.
Knots is going to heal and repair their armor.
Yeah, I'll do that.
So this feels like a really good place to end before we figure out what anybody wants to do on their watch or what happens on their watch. So I hope you guys had fun. You've made it so far down my little dungeon.
Oh my god. Dungeon's kicking our ass.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one.
Man, who knew a single firefly could cause so much hurt?
It was one of those things I was like, yeah, this will work. And then I was like, wait. And then you're like, yeah, so this happens. And I went, okay.
The single firefly is like Broken Spine's Chaos Theory butterfly.
You would not believe your eyes.
we were talking about like summoning something inside the ward, and then instead we're like, yes, let's send something through the ward, and so just
It was the nonce move. It was
the brain cells weren't there.
on brand.
We have brain cells?
No.
But anyways,
Ryan has all the brain cells.
we're gonna do a real quick round of outros before we devolve any further. Let's start with Ryan this time.
Yeah. I played Nyx, and it was fun, and he didn't die. Cool.
That's a good thing.
I will pass it over to Lauren.
Yeah, I play Triss, and she didn't die, but Carly keeps inflicting emotional damage on me, so...
It's because you're immune to physical damage.
Yeah, she's like, I can't kill her. Let me just keep throwing background NPCs at her. And it works. Anyway, yeah, Jason.
Yep. I'm Jason. I played a story and I didn't die as well. So that's all good. And I'll pass it over to Maggie.
I'm Maggie. I play Grace, and I went unconscious, but I didn't die.
Woo!
Thought about it, but
Oh,
it was,
Oh, God.
yeah.
would it
Anyways,
have been a grace of glory?
it would have been a blaze of glory.
No, a grace of glory.
Oh, yeah. Amazing grace. Anyways, back to Carly.
Yeah, hi guys, I'm Carly. I'm your Dungeon Master for this evening, and I was the one inflicting physical, emotional, and magical damage all over the place today, as I guess is my calling card. And thank you for joining us here at Wanderer's Haven. We should hopefully be back again next week to continue the wonderful adventures of the Broken Spine when we play Daggerheart. And thank you all so much for joining us, and have a good week.